Or yeah, so yeah, we're doing a basic activity app, guys. So click on start a new Android Studio project. Let's select the basic activity template. Then simply hit on next. Next, then I can call this as my first basic activity app. My first basic activity app. Then simply hit on a finish. Hit on a finish, guys. All right, so yeah, guys, at least our project is here, fully created. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to like listen and listen very carefully because sometimes when we are working with basic activities, uh, when we are working with basic activities, uh, there are things that might look to be a little bit complicated, but in real sense, they are not. They are not. So we want to handle this basic activity application one by one, one by one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you see, when you're working with the basic activity, apart from whatever we have always seen on an empty activity, the basic activity will provide you with let me see if I can just show the layout decoration. So instead of going to the main activity this time, guys, yeah, but you see, if I went to the main activity, yeah, definitely I'm going to see this interface. When I go to the main, that is the activity main, I'm going to see this interface right here, guys. But remember, when we are working with basic activity, ladies and gentlemen, we might not work with the activity main as usual. Instead, we are provided with another layout file called content main. Content main, which we are most of the time going to be working with. In fact, if you want to drag and drop a button, you will drag and drop on the content main, then automatically it will just show in the activity main. So this activity main is per se doing a little bit different work from what we are used to. Like for example, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to switch to the text side of this activity main. So let me just switch to text. Text here. Let me move from design to text. As you can see, the activity main is implementing totally different stuffs from what we are used to. Yeah, totally different, ladies and gentlemen. This is totally different. But as you can see, in as much as it is implementing the coordinator layout, yeah, you see, a coordinator layout is another of the Android Studio layouts, just like the constraint layout. But this does a little bit more of a different kind of a job. But yeah, with time, we are going to be talking about this, and you will understand. So at least we have some toolbar right there that is implementing something. So this toolbar is quite very important in coding, but I'm going to show you a few things that probably even the toolbar is helping us do. Then also, you see, in as much as the activity main is setting all these things, then definitely we are going to use the main activity as usual. It is also coming down here. Look at this line number 23 saying include content main. So that means if we are including content main, that means everything we do on content main, it will always appear on the activity main. And that's how the users are going to see our layouts or our items and elements that we drag and drop on the content main. Just simply by having this line here, include content main on the activity main, that's enough. That's enough. Then we have this something called floating action button. So this floating action button, guys, if I can just switch to design once again a little bit, is what you guys are looking at right down here. Yeah. And when we run this application, you'll see when we click on this floating action button, when we click on this floating action button, you will see some text. Yeah, so just don't get like confused right now. Yeah, just know that this time around we are not going to be using activity main. We are actually going to be working with content main. But in as much as we are going to be working with content main, it is as good as saying we are still using activity main. Why? Because when you go on your activity main, there is this line, include content main. So whatever we do on content main, it will always appear in the activity main. Whatever we do on content main, it will always appear on activity main. Whatever we do on content main XML will always appear in the activity main XML. So ladies and gentlemen, let's just for now, let's just close the activity main, because we are not going to really work with the activity main per se, but this activity main is inevitable. You can't do away with it. Why? Because everything that we do is going to be appearing in the main activity main right here, in the activity main right here, through this line called include content main. So guys, let's just switch to content main and do a few things on it. Then you will see them appear on the activity main by default. Why? Because of this line right here. So right now, let's just switch to content main, guys, right now. Then, as usual, let me just hit on show layout decorations. Right there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, so you see, when we are going to be working with these content main, I want us to start by understanding this toolbar right up here, guys. This is like a toolbar right here, then, or the action bar right up here. So you see, when we run this mobile application, ladies and gentlemen, you will see some options right here. You'll see some options right here which someone can click, then choose an option, and even click on it. So right now the items, the menu items that are going to appear right up here, have been defined inside this folder called the menu. Then there's this menu main. So let me just hit this is one of my menu items right here, but let me just hit on design so that you guys can see. As you can see, when you go on your mobile application, you will see such like a part up here on your app, so that when I click on it, yeah, I'll definitely see settings. So I can even change these settings to whichever thing that I want it to be. I can even change this to maybe exit, or maybe log out, or maybe settings, just as the way it is. So guys, let me go into the menu main text side here. Then let me add more items right there, ladies and gentlemen. So when I add more items right here, what I'm going to do is, let me just copy these. Though it is a lazy kind of a way to do things, but let's just copy these. Then let's paste it right down there. Let me even also duplicate it, like say, yeah, three times.
Wanyama, umeniacha kidogo.
Yeah, so the IDs are not meant to be the same, guys. The IDs are not meant to be the same. Like say, for this menu, first menu item, the second menu item, third. No, they are not meant to be the same. So let's for if the first one is menu action settings. So let's just go to this second one and change or edit to make the action maybe call. Yeah, we can even just call it action call. Then action maybe SMS. Maybe action SMS. We are changing the IDs. Then this last one probably is action exit, action exit, maybe, or log out, action exit or log out, or such like a thing. Probably that's how we are going to work with. Then, as you can see, the titles the titles that are on these items, the titles that are on these items. So for this first one, this title, you see right now it is appearing like this, just like say settings. But when I click on it, yeah, it is going to tell me this title is coming from @string. Then the title of the content is action settings. So let me just go to the string files. String files is inside the values, then strings. So that when I get to the strings, what are they trying to tell me? So when I get to the strings, it is action settings, what I'm supposed to look for. So action settings, where is action settings? It is right here. So action settings is settings. So let me try to duplicate three more. 1, 2, 3 more. So this one I can even give it a name, maybe action, maybe call, and then the text is maybe call. Then this is action, maybe say SMS. Then maybe the text we can even also give it SMS. Then this one here we can say maybe action exit. Then we can even give it some text as maybe exit. Yeah, such like a thing. Maybe we can call it settings, call SMS, then exit. So that right away when I go back to my menu XML, main XML file, when I simply go back to menu main XML file, yeah, when right away I simply go to menu main XML file right here, I can start changing them. So the first one for the settings, the title is @string action settings. The second one, the ID action call, the title is @string action, not settings anymore. It's action. We call it action call. That was a few seconds ago. Then for the title, it's @string, then action SMS. Yeah, this is for the SMS, definitely. SMS. Then the one for exit is action exit. Exit like that. Action exit like that. So that right now, guys, if I simply hit on the design, this menu main, when I simply hit on design like this, yeah, here they are. Here they are. So settings, call, SMS, exit. So when someone will simply go to this application and click on this menu item right up there, it is going to show like this. It's going to show like this. It is simply going to show like this. Simply going to show like this. Then, so the very next thing that we are supposed to do now, guys, is when someone now clicks on these settings, what happens? When someone clicks on these settings, what happens? So when someone is going to be clicking on these settings, we are going to handle their listeners inside the main activity.kotlin file. This one here, the main activity. So let me just switch to the main activity right now, guys. Yeah, main activity. Then, so ladies and gentlemen, right now, most of you guys are going to be looking at a lot of code on this screen until you wonder, now which is which. Yeah. So right now, guys, don't even worry about this one here. This is our action, our floating action button. Yeah, this is our floating action button. That actually it is being set using something called a snack bar. Yeah. A snack bar. So yeah, there's something called a snack bar that they are setting on these floating action button. If you guys want to know this is the floating action button that I'm talking about, allow me to switch you guys to the